Meet my wife's hat. She wanted to do a photo shoot with it, so here we are in our state park to get some nice photos today. So I wanted to bring you guys with me. How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to do a nice little bit of a hat photo. What are we doing again? Hat photo shoot. So let's jump right into it. Here in the state park where we're going to be taking a photo of that hat in a second, and we're going to do a little bit of a kind of fashion themed shoot with it and use this tree little stump thing, whatever they want to call it, and see how good it can work for a little photo set that we're trying to do. And as another thing is we're just gonna make some videos for it, so kind of want to do a little bit of a sequence of videos with kind of for the hat, just to kind of use it as like if it was like a promotion thing. Always got to keep improving those skills, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get situated and figure out what we're gonna be doing exactly and go from there. Gotta get a polarizer out because we're gonna see if that will help get a little bit of the glare out since it's actually very sunny out today. Gonna stack them filters upon each other because I use a Cinebloom all the time, but kind of want to use a little bit of a anti-glare little setup. See, the sun looks really nice right now. Actually looks really good, which makes me very hopeful for some nice photos out today, because we were here the other day and it wasn't as sunny, but it was still good photos. It was even lighting and stuff, but I kind of wanted to accentuate some things with the sunlight, so we're gonna go ahead and start shooting, so that way we can get some photos and videos and put it all together to see what kind of story set we can use when it comes down to the photos, portray some storyline somehow. So we'll see how it goes. So today we're going to be doing more portraits out here, and I'm going to show you why I like shooting more in landscape versus portrait, which I'm going to do both because depending on the angle that I have to shoot, I might have to do portrait mode. But I do really want to show you why it's good to shoot in landscape mode, because in reality, most of these cameras seem to have really great megapixels that you're able to crop in the kind of portrait style mode, even if you're shooting landscape. So that way you can cover all your bases if you need to have more, you know, scenery for a story set that you're trying to do. And that's usually what I try to do when it comes down to my photos that I want to post. I want to have maybe sometimes like the 3 layered ones, and shooting in portrait mode sometimes it's just harder because if you're keeping it like that and having to crop certain sections, not the best ideal. But with this one I can still have it, you know, landscape and portrait mode, because the cool thing is having a 33 megapixel, I have enough room to crop and not lose quality. So I want to show you why I do it today with the photos that we're going to be taking out here, so hopefully you enjoy them. So the first idea that we had was to use this log to just sit down and kind of just get a couple portraits doing it this way. For this part of the video, I did decide to do more portrait mode style shooting rather than shooting more in landscape. I've actually been using the landscape mode of shooting a lot more often now, because with these cameras, being able to crop, even if you do it in post where you make it into the portrait mode style, you still get really good results. But for this part of the session, we decided to just keep it with the portrait style just because I wanted to have a little bit more of her whole outfit and body in the frame. This allowed me to capture some good, nice sun flares like that, and to be able to capture just a different perspective of her whole outfit, since that was the main focus of this part of the shoot, is just to showcase how the hat would look with a full outfit and kind of, you know, crop in a little bit here and there. I try to have her just, kind of do different things, a little bit of movement. Sometimes you get the good shot, sometimes you don't, but you got to experiment a little bit to try to get the nice ones. But here I decided to do now more the landscape style just because I think it just looked a lot smoother for me. I think it just made it feel like it was an actual film and a movie and you're getting some stills from it. That's one of the main reasons why I like to shoot a lot of the times landscape, because it just has a different type of feel when you do some portraits, that it just makes it seem so much more cinematic and just more like it was just screen grab from something. But once again, had to go back to the portrait mode to capture a little bit more of the outfit because it just made sense with the lower angle that we're trying to shoot. So nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's good to diversify the style of shooting. So my main thing lately has been wanting to shoot more landscape than always portraits. Obviously portraits do come into the play whenever you have to do a lower angle with this because you want to capture maybe the full body, and with 35 to 150 I don't have as much wideness. I could use a 20 to 40 for it, but right now I've been enjoying just kind of like spicing it up a little bit because I used to only shoot a lot of portraits, and it got to the point where I was just shooting mainly landscapes because I know I can crop in. Having 33 megapixels, it doesn't really take away much whenever it comes down to just shooting like, landscape and then just cropping it in a kind of portrait style if I really needed to, just because sometimes I want to do kind of more like story sets that are like layered out, and that's something that just makes it easier than when you shoot portrait. Heading back to shooting in landscape, this is one of the reasons why I like doing it. I'm able to capture more of the environment with the audience basically being drawn into it, to see my subject just stand in there and just look well into the scenery to be put together. That's one of the main reasons why I truly enjoy shooting landscape style portraits, just because I know in post I can crop and to do it into a portrait style frame, but I can also do a different type of vibe that just makes sense. Because once I go back into the portrait style, it's not like it's a generic thing, but I do enjoy having normal portraits like these, but I also enjoy having the other type of styles. But I'm never gonna be shying away from just shooting portrait style, but it is something cool to diversify your type of shooting to have a different perspective into it. Like I said, these type of portraits look cool, but having these landscape shots just help you kind of have a different environment just when it comes down to the photos themselves. You're able to showcase the environment a little bit, even if you're from farther or up closer away, just to have a different perspective that I think is really cool to showcase when it comes down to these styles of portraits. We're gonna try to do the wider lens now, so we're gonna switch it over just because it's going to look very cool with the trees. I think it'll look just nice. Her idea mainly, but we'll get it going. These were a couple shots that she had in mind that she wanted me to capture. This one, we wanted to do a little bit more in the portrait style since we wanted to showcase the trees and just showing that wideness with the lens. Using the 20 to 40 by Tamron was really great to be able to showcase these portrait style shots. Something different that I haven't really done much before since I don't really shoot that much of wide lens portraits, and I thought it came out really cool to make the idea come to life that she had, because she had kind of got inspired by seeing a couple other photos and we wanted to make it our own. So I thought it turned out pretty cool. But now we had to go back to shooting more of the landscape portraits since I had already the wide lens on it, and I wanted to just showcase a little bit of a different scenery with a wider lens and having a little bit of foreground using the boot. I thought it turned out pretty cool to have these just framing it a little bit better in that aspect, to just showcase a kind of like a leading line using her leg to bring the eye of the subject into basically her face and everything. So just made sense, and I really love how these turned out. What? Probably. You can just come hang out over here if you want. The lighting out here is just chef's kiss today. I thought we were able to capture some great shots. I don't know if you had a favorite, but as always, let me know down below which one was your favorite, because it's hard for me to always pick a favorite for me, since most of the time when I'm reviewing them in camera, it's hard to pick a favorite, but I always post my favorite shots onto my Instagram or Twitter. So if you don't follow me there yet, go check it out right here, because that way we can connect if you ever have any questions. A lot easier sometimes than YouTube comments, but I always appreciate everybody that leaves a comment, because it does help the channel to keep growing and keep finding new people, which has been really awesome to get acquainted with and get to be friends with. So I appreciate every single one of you guys that always take the time to interact with my videos. So, and the ones that subscribe and decide to just share the videos or anything like that, I see you and I am thankful for you. But anyways, those were all the photos we were able to take. A really great combo with the 35 to 150 and the 20 to 40, because we got to do some nice, shots where we were able to do just landscape mode. Because one of the things that I really love about shooting landscape, like I said, is you can just crop in to do a portrait as well. So if you want to, have different setups like that, it does work perfectly. So one of the reasons why I kind of recommend you shooting landscape if you can is just being able to do that. A lot of these cameras tend to have a lot more megapixels, and with posting them on social media or even publications of any some sort, you'll still have more than enough megapixels to have just good quality when posting. So that's just my input with it. Hopefully it'll help you out when it comes down to that. But just enjoy the process and just go out to shoot. That's the main thing. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.